good afternoon and good evening, or whatever time of day you're listening to this. Welcome back to Dad Tales Podcast. I am Leon, father to Ava who is 7 and Noah who is 5.
And my name's Andie and I'm a dad to 3 girls, Ellie who's 21, Lex who's 15 and Andie who's 8. So together we're going to take a light-hearted look at parenting from a dad's point of view. We hope you enjoy. Good evening, Leon.
Good evening, Andy.
How are you?
I am good this week, my friend. I am good. How are you?
I'm good because you know what day it is, don't you?
It's Dad Tales Day.
It's Dad Tales Day, all day today and all week and all month and all year, because every day is a Dad Tales Day.
Every day is a Dad Tales Day.
Or it could be, couldn't it? Because we've got so many episodes already recorded, so if anyone wants to go back and listen, refresh themselves on any topics that we've discussed about previously.
And I can't wait for episode 52. I hope Boris makes it a national holiday that week. He promised us, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he should do. Big time. How's your week been?
Steady away. I mentioned last week I started a new job, so I had a full week of my new job, so trying to find my feet, trying to settle in. I ain't changed industries or all like that, so I know the crux of the industry. It's just a different building, different staffing, so it's just get himself used to what's going on.
You still trying to find your feet? Have you not looked on end of your legs?
My belly's that big, I can't see my feet anymore.
Oh, right. Lockdown belly.
How's your week been, mate?
It's been good. Nice and steady. We had a good weekend this weekend. Done some stuff, been a bit creative. That's done a lot. I'm going to leave it a secret for the time being because I've been building something. And you know how good I am at building stuff. So I don't want to tell you what I've built until I've built it, because then if it doesn't look like what it's supposed to look like, I can say it's something else.
Okay, nice. I'm intrigued. I'm interested. I can't wait.
Something did happen this week, though, that I do want to just touch on. We had on our Instagram, we had a poll, didn't we?
Oh, God. Yeah, we did.
We do these polls every now and again, and we had one this week. I mean, it was your idea. You wanted to throw it out there. Do you want to explain what happened?
I absolutely hammered, didn't I? More people prefer people that are grey to baldness. I might add as well, the missus voted for grey. She'd rather.
The question was, you put out there, was it, would you rather be grey or bald?
Yeah.
And to be fair, there were some females that commented on that and said that they would rather be bald. So
yeah,
it wasn't all one way, but you're right. The majority of people went grey. So between us, I'm the grey one, you're the baldy, and I think basically I've just taken from that everybody thinks I'm better looking than you.
That was my concern, because I don't believe that for a second. The question was, would you rather be bald or would you rather be grey? But I genuinely, I have no problem with being bald. No problem whatsoever.
I have no problem with being grey. So anyway, I won, you lost. That's the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately.
Yeah, can't do it about it.
So before you start crying, let's get into this week's topic, which is...
Go on, mate, you explain it, because I've had to ask you twice, because I got it wrote down and stuff, and we're still a little bit confused on what it was.
So we was looking at things that we did as a child that we wouldn't want our kids doing now. Are we about right on that?
Yes. So I didn't go with things that was acceptable to do. It was just I did things that if my kids do, they'd be in big trouble if I caught them doing it.
Yeah, and I've got things on my list which I did, which weren't illegal, which is probably what you're thinking of with some of your things. But I still wouldn't be comfortable with my kids doing some of the things I did. I'll tell you what, you hit your list first. Things you did, what did you do?
Yes. When I was younger, so one of the things we used to do was we'd get there was a shop not far from us, and you get motorbikes and that for a couple £100. So we used to get motorbikes and we'd take them down to Brick Pond and we just ride motorbikes. Now, bearing in mind, there's a railway line there that we used to ride downside of. Trains would be coming back and forth. There's a great big pond that you could quite easily fall into. We just ride motorbikes all afternoon up and down there. Now, kids today, I don't know if they're interested in that sort of thing, but if my kids did that, by heck, there'd be trouble. But we used to share an helmet as well. As in, your go, here's the helmet. My go, here's the helmet. Because, I mean, we didn't have, masses of helmets and stuff.
I mean, no wonder you couldn't afford an helmet each. If you've spent 200 quid on a motorbike between you, how much money have you got? How much money did you get as pocket money?
It wasn't like pocket money. I'm talking. I was like 15, 16, somewhere around there. So I wasn't even like of an age where I should be buying a motorbike. But like I say, we used to all put our money together and that and go right. To be fair, the reason why we used to do it is because prior to that, it was my brother. He used to do it as well. So that's where we got the idea. Well, not got the idea from, but it's sort of like passed on from there, sort of thing. But yeah, you used to have to pick motorbikes up dirt cheap. I mean, be gone now. Like motorbikes are so expensive, aren't they? You can't pick up cheap like that. But yeah, good days, good days.
And obviously, we're not advocating any of this stuff, are we?
Well, definitely not, because if I caught Mato on a motorbike, there would be trouble. I mean, I'm talking even when like in their like 20s, and like say if Ava meets someone who's got a motorbike and she's on back, I'd be like, you what? No chance. Get it on 4 wheels, more safe. Get a seatbelt on. Get it on 4 wheels, love.
It's true. What about younger than that? Was there anything that you can remember that you did when you was younger?
Yeah, so when I was a bit younger, going even further back, it's going to come off like I was some sort of naughty boy, but I'm not that naughty. we used to like ring. We used to ring like the local takeaways and stuff, and we get them to deliver to across the road and sit and watch them turn up, and then we'd order and then they drive away. So not only were we ruining businesses, but we're annoying the neighbour across the street.
Yeah, do you know, we did that, but the twist that we did was we'd get it delivered to our house. So then when they turned up, we'd say, oh no, we haven't ordered it. And then we'd ask if we could buy it at half price.
Did it ever work though?
No, never worked.
No, I didn't think it would, because I've heard that before, but I don't think I've ever known anyone go, oh, okay, well, I'm here, you can have it.
So one of the things I used to do, and I've mentioned this before, is I used to hammer nails all day long. Hammer nails into wood, unsupervised doing it. I must have only been it must have been pre-school time, because it was when I was at my grandma's, and I used to go to my grandma's because my mum and dad worked. So it's obviously before I went to school. And then as I got a bit older, so you're talking maybe 4 or 5 year old, something like that. I was happy, yeah. There's a bit of wood, there's some nails, knock them into that.
What we used to find as fun, I mean, we're pre-computers. When I was younger, one of the best computers in the world. So we made our own fun. So like for yourself, knocking down the wood. I can remember we got loads of enjoyment one day about throwing a brick in the air, seeing how high we could chuck it. Chucking a brick up right up in the air. And it smacked one of the kids right out there and split his head up.
You see, we're laughing. That's really
once again, I could have ended really badly. But once again, if I caught my kids throwing a brick in the air, there would be trouble.
Yeah. It's simple fun, isn't it?
Well, it's one of those things because we had not to occupy ourselves in the house. I mean, we never ever wanted to be in the house. If we was in the house, it's because we're in trouble. I was like crawling walls, like trying to get out of my house. Whereas now it's the other way around. You're like trying to take walls down just to get kids to get some fresh air. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's obviously not been helped, has it, over these last year or so. So something else that I did. So I used to watch, if I said adult films, right?
Careful now.
I don't mean your, the ones that you found in your dad's wardrobe or all like that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking like I used to watch Chubby Brown, one of the bluest comedians going. And it was all right. It was acceptable. There was no questioning about it. But I wasn't taking it to the street. I wasn't then going to school and telling my teacher jokes, whatever it might be.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because I don't know if it's a boy thing, because I remember like 12 watching Chubby Brown or watching like Billy Connolly or, somewhere like now, I mean, would you let Lexi now watch things like that or educate? I don't know if it's a boy thing, so it's a little bit different. If it's a boy at like 12, 13, would you think about? Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I can remember watching things where you should really watch it. Godfather and stuff like that. I remember watching them when I was younger.
I find swearing in kids the lowest of the low. People that put pictures on any sort of social media, and you'll see kids like sticking the middle finger up or effing and jeffing. And you get like family members laughing. I just think it's just rubbish. I find it proper low. So yes, I think if I had started doing that, then I think, my mum and dad would have completely stopped me. But yeah, like you said, I used to watch horror films, things like Freddy Krueger, and that was about a guy that came into your dreams. That was the exact opposite thing that you ever wanted, was being in your dreams. Nobody wants that.
No, it's like pitch black all over again, isn't it? If I should know that, it would be tears again, wouldn't we? We're back to square one, like when we first started this thing.
I think that was like episode 1, that, wasn't it? Yeah, so stuff like that. But it was just one of the things. That's what we did. all your mates at school were doing it as well. And
it's crazy how society has changed so quick in such a small amount of time. Because when my parents were younger, well, I'm saying when they were younger, but like when my brother and sister were younger, there's a good 10 years between me and my brother and my sister. What they did and what I did, there weren't poles apart. There wasn't big changes from what they did to occupy themselves to what I did. But yet the next generation, 10 years after that, wow, things have changed. Like every Friday and Saturday when I was like 14, 15, around then, I'd be out on the streets, you know.
So when he was 14 or 15, he was out on the streets doing what?
But like, do you like street drinking and stuff like that? But like now, you don't see kids doing that now, do you? At what age we was when we was out. And like I was trying to say, like going back to my brother and sister's generation, which is only 10 years before my time, they did the same things at 14, 15 years age. Whereas now, no chance. I get society to become more strict. It's a lot harder to get your hands on alcohol and things like that. But things has changed.
They're all doing it online now. That's the thing. So what about, did you ask Noah and Ava about this then? About things that maybe they would like to do, but you don't feel that they're right to be able to do it?
Yeah, so what they want to do is play more adult computer games and stuff. So they want to play like your Fortnite and things like that. Now, I'm not against them playing Fortnite. I just think Noah's definitely too young. And I know people in his school do, but it's what the game contains. Like if they were playing like Mario, like a Mario version of Fortnite, where it's like tag or like the go-kart one where you're like popping each other's balloons and stuff like that, that's fine. But the concept is the same as what Fortnite is. You're going after someone, you're trying to stop them. The only difference is it's more mature in the fact that you're trying to kill someone. So for me, they're not quite there for them things, but that's what they want to do. That's the next thing that they want to, well, they see as a development on, which I'm torn. I don't know what the age is because I don't want them to be left behind. If their peers are all doing it and they're all talking about it at school, it can isolate them. So therefore, it's not a good thing because then they'd be left out, left behind. It might have a detriment on their social circle. But in the same breath, don't know if it's appropriate for their age, really.
I think there's two things here, isn't there, that we've touched on a fair few times over the last few months. Is that one is, why do the kids need to grow up so fast? Just let them be kids, kids. Like say, kids that are sort of Noah and Ava's age that are playing things like Grand Theft Auto, which is just not an appropriate game for that age group. But you do see kids playing it. Why? Why do they need to? Why do they need to be involved in that? And the second thing is that we're in that social media circle, aren't we, where you're kind of thinking, like you just sort of touched on, is that you're having to keep up with somebody else. It should just be, whatever you think is your rules in your house, that's it. And that's what they need to just abide by. I don't get this rush to do everything. But again, we were doing it. You just said you're 14, 15, you're riding motorbikes. You want to be grown up and you want to push the boundaries, don't you, and stuff. And I get that. But certainly younger ones, there just doesn't seem to be. I don't see that there's a huge rush for it. So we had the experience with Andie. So Andie was on TikTok. She had a bad experience from it, right, straight off it. It's not worth it. She got right upset with it. And it just wasn't worth continuing with that. The decision had to be made. It just proves that that's not the platform for somebody of that age.
Yeah, you're right, because social media is created by adults. I'm not saying it's for adults either, but it's like an adult's interaction world. And they're getting kids coming to it younger and younger into that world. Like, what's age appropriate to come on like Instagram and things like that? Because although you can lock their account down, you've got no way of locking down what they're looking onto, because it's a one-way traffic street. You can protect them so people can't follow them and look at their photos, which is fine. But you've got no way of stopping what they're looking at. Because it's like YouTube, when you watch one thing, you go on to another thing, you go on to another thing. It's the same with like Instagram and stuff. I'll find myself, I'll look at one thing, I'm like, oh, and then I look at that, and then I'll be like, oh, what's that? And then before I know it, I'm watching like animals and in the Serengeti, tigers chasing. But it's so easy then to go the opposite way to that and go down such like, because the thing, you see things on YouTube, on Instagram, where it's like people being hurt and stuff and jumping off things, and I know the sort of things you don't want, innit?
I think on certain platforms you can put barriers in place so kids can't get onto certain things. But you're right, these things sometimes just appear, and once you've seen it, you've seen it. Is that sort of the one thing that they said then? Was anything else that they sort of wanted to do? What about like freedom with, because obviously Ava's going to get to a point where in maybe next year, 18 months, 2 years, she can remember wanting to walk to school by herself and things like that.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's one of the things she was saying she wanted to do. Like, and it's little things like she's at the moment where she don't want me to walk her into school gate. Now I'm like, I want to walk you in. I want to physically, not to protect her or anything like that, but I like walking in. I like to see her into school, things like that. And it's just things like that. She's looking forward to the point where she can walk home from school on her own. But while Noah's always going to be, she won't get that benefit until Noah's able to walk home on his own, because I'm always going to be there. So I'm not going to go, right, go on, Ava, off you go. You can walk down the street away from us two. I get when she starts walking over with friends, a little bit different. I might, go on your bike, cycle home, and meet you home. But poor girl, while ever Noah is there to pick up, she's going to come home with us. She'll have a miss where she'll be probably going to high school, and then oh yeah, no, you can walk up on your own. She's like, I never got that. So she's looking forward to things like that.
I think as well, you've always got that first child syndrome, haven't you, where you're always a little bit more protective of the first one. I mean, look at yourself. You say the stuff that, Becky and Dan did, and then your mum just went, nah, get you sent off, Leon. Go buy yourself a motorbike and go ride it down a canal side.
I think it's a boy thing.
Yeah, possibly. So I asked Andie, and this was, a really topical one. So I said to her, what kind of things that would you like to do now? And she got in trouble last week. We had an incident where she went to do PE and she had a polo neck top, like a polo shirt. And you're not supposed to wear them for PE when you're doing the apparatus stuff. But they weren't doing that. They was doing a circuits. And obviously they're in bubbles at the moment, the distancing, the best they possibly can. Yet she was told she couldn't do PE. Exactly. Your face tells it the exact same reaction that I had. So she had a polo shirt. If you're doing apparatus stuff and you're climbing ropes and you're climbing things, I completely understand that there's an open collar there and it might get caught on something. But they were doing circuits, and she pointed it out to her teacher. And so her teacher says, all right, then you'll just have to sit at the side. Yet there were boys in polo shirts that she just let continue. It was a really weird situation, but it was topical because that's what she was sort of doing at the moment.
When I've got my Stone Island and my buttons at the top, I never get caught when I'm climbing over fences and stuff. What are you talking about?
Exactly. It was one of them bizarre school rules, and I think Annie was too honest for her own good. And I think maybe a teacher misinterpreted Andie's. Maybe she was kind of thinking, or maybe she don't want to do it. So, yeah, you just sit to the side. There's two sides to every story, isn't there? But she was quite upset about it, so she couldn't do PE, which I thought was ridiculous.
Especially when they've missed out on so much of PE as well. And like you say, what they were doing didn't warrant not doing it.
Again, one of them ridiculous school rules.
But our times have changed. I used to do gymnastics and just a vest in my underpants when I was at primary school.
I've seen you in gym. You're still wearing that stuff now. Her other one was when I asked what she could do without, what she'd like to just sort of do on her own, and she just said to get her paints out without having to ask. So getting paints out is quite a big thing in it, to make sure there's cloth down or paper down to make sure he's not getting everywhere. So that's obviously something she asked. So she'd like to just do that on her own. And then I sort of wanted to push her and ask her about things like going to the park, because there's a park across the road from where she lives. And she just flatly went, no, don't want to do that. And again, it comes back to that. Kids nowadays want to be in the house all the time.
Yeah, because when we were younger, it was pushing boundaries about where we could go, like how far we could go. Because you started off, don't leave your lane, don't leave the street, don't leave the area, don't leave the town, don't leave England. When I was 14, I couldn't leave England and go on.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like get your ass out. You want to go to Magaluf? Off you go. Go and get yourself out of here.
Get out my hair. And then I asked Lexi, and Lexi says, was there anything that you did when you was young we wouldn't let you do when you was younger that you would like to have done? And she said about going to parks. So when she got to sort of 12, 13, 14, she was 12, 13 really, going across the park, across the road. But because your friends live in different areas, she wanted to go to their closest park. And it was, again, it's something that we weren't 100% about. And at the moment, obviously we've had a pretty weird year, but it's things like travelling by herself to go see friends on a bus, or going on trains with her friends, shopping and stuff. Is that something you did when you was younger?
Yeah, so believe it or not, when I used to swim at Norbad Standard, I used to go on the bus to Thorn, towards Donny. I used to go 2 or 3 times a week on the bus on my own. So I'd catch the bus at 4 o'clock afternoon. My training session would be about 6 o'clock. So I'd get off the bus in Thorn, go into the leisure centre, do my training sessions. I'd have my pack up with me and things like that. But then I'd catch the bus on the way out again at 9, half 9, and then catch the bus back. I won't get back into goal till about, 10, half 10. And I mean, I was probably year 7, year 8 when I started doing that.
Yeah, so that's young, isn't it, to have that
Yeah.
that sort of responsibility? Because we talked about it. My worry with Lexi is that she's bright enough to get on a bus and get off the bus where she needs to. But my concern is when something goes wrong, suddenly, the bus stops or it has to take a different route. And then that's when she's sort of panicking, oh, what do I do now? What do I do?
So it happened more than once on one occasion. Long day at school, fell asleep on way there, woke up in Doncaster. Do you know what I mean? Things like that.
And that doesn't surprise me that that's happened more than once.
I was tired little boy, especially on a Friday, because I swim on a Friday night as well. Getting tired out. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I used to catch bus back from Thorn at like 9:30, 20 to 10 bus back to goal. And I'm talking, there's no one else on it, just me and bus driver. So it goes down some dark roads, through Rawcliffe and all that, the Johnny Long Straight and stuff. I'm thinking, oh God, some unsavoury characters out here.
Are you sure you didn't just fall asleep and he took you for a drive?
Probably. The best is when I fell asleep. It was like one winter as well, so it was quite dark. It started getting dark at 4 o'clock. I was on bus, top deck and double decker right up front. She was like sit up front to see where I'm going, pretend I'm driving. I woke up and it got to the Donny Depot and it just like stopped. And as it stopped at the Donny Depot, I started to walk up and I was like, huh? Where am I? I didn't have a clue. I was like in like a parking lot type thing. I was like, oh, ran downstairs. I was like, oh, where am I? And he's like, you're at Donny Depot. And I was like, oh, I meant to use Thorn. He's like, Thorn was like half hour ago, mate. I had to catch a bus back to go. I pretty much missed my training session. I just went on a round trip that night around Donny. I was going to say I was in Donny before my time as well. I was on a Friday night around Donny at a young age.
Yeah, I think when you was about 12, though, you looked about 18.
He did say, sir, why are you crying? You're a grown man. I'm like,
so why are you wearing a school uniform? My final one was I had to ask Ellie in a different way because she couldn't really think about something that she wasn't allowed to do when she was younger. So I said, is there anything that you wish that you could do now that you did when you was a kid but would be frowned upon to do as an adult? And she said, yeah, trick-or-treating.
Nice. I love trick-or-treating.
Trick-or-treating, she said. And she said she don't have to worry about finance and work and stuff. And she'd just like to go play in soft play one day. Middle of the day, soft play centre, crack on, slides, ball pool. Yeah, that's good. I'm a big believer, and like I said, we've said this a billion times before. So speaking of childlike stuff, I've got this week's review. I think I just said Reeks with you. Reeks with you.
Jonathan Waff.
I think that's what it was. A slightly different review this week because it was just Andie this week.
Ooh.
So she's reviewed Disney.
Oh, good girl.
What's your thoughts on Disney?
What's my thoughts? It's the best thing in the world.
I mean, I agree. I think it's awesome. It's a brilliant place to visit. The films are fantastic. I mean, has Disney done a bad film?
But even the bad films are good films.
Yeah, I mean,
if that can be a thing.
We obviously said last week, didn't we, about 97 Dalmatians?
Yeah. I've counted. You lie.
Well, I know that you're lying because I know you can't count to 97.
Burr. Yeah, I mean, everything about Disney's class. They've even started buying like the Marvel stuff. Do you know, it's getting better. They own the Marvel Studios. So it's like, they own Star Wars. They own the good stuff now. Disney is just Disney. It's the business, isn't it?
Yeah, and for anybody that's ever been to Disney, whether that be Euro Disney or California or Florida Disney, the staff are so friendly, but not in an overbearing way. Not in a in your face, hey sir, how can I help you? Do you want to carry that? Do you want to do this one? They're just friendly, and they seem to know the levels.
What are they carrying? Can I carry that for you? What? Me bags?
If you go to hotels.
All right, I'll let you off then, yeah. I thought you meant like walking around park and the guy going, do you carry a bag for you, sir? Yeah, sure, here, carry that.
That would be top service, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like what are you be?
Yeah, so this review has everything as well. It has singing, it has impressions, and it also has Andie calling me out for an Instagram poll.
Shit.
Yeah, absolutely. So here it is. Have a listen. Get involved. If this is the Instagram was going to go up on Thursday, that's when the episode out. So we'll have to put that on Thursday. So if you listen to this on Friday, you've missed it. But if you want to still get involved in it because Andie wants the feedback, drop us a line, message one of our social media platforms, and let us know. So here it is. Leon, do us the honours. Press the button.
Bing!
Right, it's just me and you this week, little one.
Yeah.
So, what we're going to talk about this week is Disney. Disney, yeah. So, which is your favourite Disney film?
Frozen 2.
Frozen 2, better than Frozen 1?
Yeah.
Right, so I've not seen any of them films yet. So, explain to me what happens in Frozen 1 first.
So Anna wants Prince Hans, but you can't just fall in love like that and get married like that. So Elsa runs away and then built an ice castle with Hans.
Why is there a snowman in it called Olaf?
Because they made it when they were itty bitty, itty bitty, itty bitty.
So Anna and Olaf made the snowman when they were little. No?
Someone else.
Anna and Elsa, sorry, made Olaf when they was little.
Yeah.
And then Olaf grew up with them.
Yeah.
And then Anna went off to marry Kristoff.
No. Prince Hans, the stupid dude, he gets slapped in the face and then jumps. He's there, and then he goes boof, and then he goes there.
Who does? Kristoff.
Prince Hans!
Who's Prince Hans?
The person who's wanting to marry Anna, but you can't just marry someone like that.
So Prince Hans wants to marry Anna, but you can't marry somebody like that.
Yeah.
So does he need to woo her? Does he take her to...
No. There's no pictures!
Does he take her to an igloo outing?
No. He tries to kill Elsa. And then Anna freezes her.
Right. Okay, so what about Frozen 2? Get divorced? Modern day film and all that?
No. Hans isn't in this movie, but Elsa goes off into the unknown. And tries to find the voice that's going. Ah!
So what's the story of the film then? So the first one is about like falling in love.
Yeah.
And then the second one is about what? Finding this voice.
Yeah.
Who is the voice?
I forgot.
Which one of the films do you like best? Frozen 2 best?
Frozen.
Why is Frozen 2 better than Frozen 1?
Because it just is.
Oh, okay. Good review.
Mm-hmm.
And which is your favourite song? They've got some good songs in Frozen. And what other songs in Frozen? Just remind me. Is it something about building a castle?
Let it go, let it go.
Good singing.
This is right at the beginning of Frozen 2, but I forgot what it was.
Well, probably best that one, and then you don't sing again.
Me.
And what other Disney films do you like?
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair.
So Rapunzel, Let Down Your Hair.
Yeah, and Moana.
Moana, that's got some catchy tunes in it.
Yeah.
Is that what the film's about? Is it about the good songs that are in it?
Yes, I said that.
So I liked Aladdin.
Oh yeah, the real life one's the best.
No, I thought the original was best.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
I think so. I think we're going to have to agree to disagree. But I'm right.
Yeah, no.
Should we put a poll out
Yeah.
on our Instagram to say which one is better?
Yeah.
Original Aladdin OG or that other one?
Yeah, it's gonna be this. It's gonna be my one. It's gonna be mine.
No way. What other Disney films?
Um.
What about Disney itself? Would you like to go to Disneyland?
Yes.
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And see the castle
Yeah.
and all the characters. Disneyland, like Euro Disney or like main Disney?
Main Disney.
Main Disney.
So I can see Mickey Mouse.
Would Mickey Mouse be like your favourite one to see?
Yeah, probably. So we can be like, hi everyone, I'm Mickey Mouse.
That's a good impression.
I'm cool.
I've been to Disneyland.
Without name.
I was only little.
Oh. Was that when you had the pot like all the way up to there?
Yeah, I had a broken arm while I was there.
Yeah.
And I saw it. It's really good. Really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
We might have to do that one day. One lottery or maybe or something. So you're recommending Frozen 2 as your film of the week, eh?
Yeah.
Film of the week.
There's a new one as well. Raya and the Last Dragon.
A new Disney film. That's not to do with Frozen, is it?
No.
No. So Raya and the Last Dragon.
Yeah, something like that.
All right. I've not seen that one. And what's that one about? Do you know?
I had no idea.
Maybe we should hit up a YouTube video now and see if there's one on there.
Yeah.
Just to see if there's a trailer for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe in about 10 years' time, when cinemas are open, we can go watch it. Right. Good review, Andy. Give me 5. Yes.
Yeah, boy.
Over and out.
What did you say? Over now.
So yeah, so that was our review, or that was Andy's review, sorry, on Disney. The debate went on way beyond that. And we talked about Disney films and things. And we've just had a conversation about some Disney films. So obviously the poll is going to be original Aladdin versus modern day Aladdin. What's your thoughts on these new remakes of Disney films?
I'm not against them, but they don't beat the classics. It's got to be a nostalgia thing. Like Mary Poppins, the new one, it's good. It serves its purpose. The kids love it. It's got the good songs. It ain't no original, is it? Let's be honest. There's Dick Van Dyke and new one's far too old to be playing a Cockney geezer. Couldn't do it first time round, never mind second time round. But I don't know. Everything's better first time round, isn't it?
I think so. I'm trying to think of a film that's been remade that's better than the first time. Lion King. I've never seen Lion King.
Yeah, the original Lion King's way better. Yeah, I can't think of anything where I think the remake's been better.
Yeah, me neither. Do you think this is a thing because kids have seen... We've seen, obviously, the original first and develop emotions around that, whereas our kids have seen the newer version first. You know, their enjoyment comes with that film. So looking back at the older ones, not great.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's to do with the nostalgia of what we set up. I think what sometimes lets it down is when they look at what we watched and go, why is it all fuzzy? Why are the colours all weird? Because back in the day, we didn't have decent TV. That's the way it was, wasn't it? Graphics and stuff have improved tenfold. So I think sometimes they need to watch it that way around. Because if they watch it the other way around, it doesn't hold up to them.
Yeah, yeah.
Like if you watch like Mary Poppins, the mixed live animation with obviously real people, the penguins, absolutely terrible. But at the time, it's better than it's ever been for anything else out there. But it just doesn't hold up. So therefore, a kid will watch it and go, "What's wrong with that? Why is everything really flat and disjointed?" And they're not even talking to him properly. They're like talking over him.
Yeah, so you could have a film nowadays made, couldn't you, with actors in it that aren't even there, which they do.
Speaking of absolute quality, I watched it the other week. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Have you watched it recently? We mentioned it last week, didn't we, actually? Jessica Rabbit, didn't we?
Yeah.
Have you watched it recently?
No, but it's a brilliant film.
Oh, the attention to detail in that film is unbelievable. To the point where, like, a lampshade, like, swings, and Roger, but the shadows are moving. Do you know, like, that's like modern day, whatever it's called, filmography. I don't know what it's called. But just, like, for when that film was made, it's unbelievable. Like, the actual interaction with Bob Hoskins and the character, the cartoon stuff, it's on point. It actually looks like they're actually talking to that person, whereas some things you watch, and like I say, it looks like they're talking over the top of them, or one's looking left, one's looking right, and it's like, who are they talking to? I mean, connected.
Yeah, I completely get it. It's I know it's not Disney, but it's the same sort of thing as like Wallace and Gromit. I mean, how good are they? And I think from our point of view, we've got an appreciation of how long it's taken for them to sort of do something like that. And I find them films fantastic. And again, you talk attention to detail. I don't know if there's anything else where they're going to get the same sort of attention to detail as you do in them sort of films.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, that's our review for this week. Get on board. Hopefully you'll join in on our Instagram poll. I've got a small victory for this week.
A small victory? We had a small victory for a while, have we?
We haven't, no. And this is my own personal small victory. So again, right back at the start of this episode, I said about I've been building something. And because I'm building something, I'm also painting something. So my small victory is when you've got an old paint tray and you can just peel the paint out of it in like a wanner, and then you've got like a brand new clean paint tray. Oh, the satisfaction on that today was, it was emotional.
I think it was actually like Do you mean pop bubble wrap and stuff? It's the enjoyment. I bet it was so nice just peeling that back.
It was good. And it saved me going to the shop and having to buy another one.
Yeah, I would have bought another one anyway. I just gone over the top of it. Have a bit of blue on my white wall. It'd be reads.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving on.
What you learnt this week?
So I've learned, not just this week, I've actually learned this today. So we made some cookies today, and I fall for this every time. I need to put an alarm on for cookies. So they don't take long in the oven. I put them on, and then I just get distracted doing something else. And then the alarm is either the smoke in my eyes that's bellowing through the house, or the smoke alarm going off, or just the stench of absolutely charcoal cookie dough. Yeah, so my lesson for this week is always put on an alarm for cookies.
Good advice for cooking anyway. Helps keep to your timings. It's always good. But speaking of cooking, so I have sort of learned something this week. It's not a great one to learn, but I cooked a whole chicken in a bag this week. And I don't mean it's Tesco's carrier bag. I mean one of those, like, cook in a bag, chicken, whatever. I put a full chicken into this bag, you meant to, with herbs and stuff. And it was so much more juicy than roasting in a normal dish. I recommend it. And the flavours that came out of it was unbelievable. It had like herbs and spice. Oh, man, it was so good.
Tell us a bit more about it. Your face is so excited right now.
I nearly salivated then.
You had salad with it?
No, I said nearly salivated. I don't eat salad. Talking about that.
That's brilliant. So you have learned something this week. That's good. We could have another cook-off, couldn't we?
Yeah.
I still think my roast Sunday dinner chicken would beat your, carrier bag chicken.
Yeah, I can cook a Sunday dinner way better than you.
What? Oh,
my Sunday dinner is boys.
See, I pride myself on my Sunday dinner, and
Snap. Yorkshire puddings. Yeah, beat you all day long, mate. All day long.
Yeah, but your Yorkshire puddings just come out of a freezer.
To the eckers, mate. I make them myself. Take that back right now. No, they offended me then. No, put the phone down on you. Don't ever say that again.
Right, this just got awkward very, very quickly.
As always.
Next week's topic. What are we doing for next week?
So next week's topic, we are going with, so good one. If you could wake up with a new skill, what would it be? And then you got this skill for life. One time only. None of them. I want more. I'd wake up with a skill where I can make more skills. None of that genie rubbish like from Aladdin. Pretty much, you wake up, you get one skill, and you got that skill for the rest of your life. Boom. Let's have it.
So it's got to be a skill as well. It's not like I can just fly. I can.
Oh, no superhero stuff. I'm talking practicality that's going to make a difference to you in your life. Like example, you wake up, I can juggle. It's a skill. Unless I'm going to join circus, I'm not really sure it's going to come in any benefit, so I won't really pick it, I don't think. But, never know.
I can't wait till you ask Noah and he says, I'd love to be able to juggle because I want to join circus.
And I'm like, off you go, lad.
Yeah. But only when you're big enough, old enough.
Yeah.
And I'm comfortable in the fact that you're wise enough to be able to look after yourself.
Which means it'll be when I'm in a nursing home, probably.
Yeah. He'll be well in his 40s. Right, let's do this all again next week. It's been lovely to see you. And and all that other stuff that you've written down for me to say.
All that jazz. Just want to say thanks to everyone for listening every week on week. And we do apologise for the sound quality and stuff. And we are getting there. We're getting closer to the end of all this. So please bear with us. And if anyone's got any topics wants to discuss, shout them out, put them into the social medias, tap us up. If there's always one you think it's going to be a funny topic or even if it's a serious topic, drop us a line, let us know, and we'll have a look and see if it's something we want to do. Or if it's something we might have already done, we might say, actually, go to our back catalogue. We did that in episode 5. We did that in episode 6. We've got a big, extensive catalogue now. So if you've not listened, make your way back to it. There's some hit and miss episodes. We'll hold our hands up. We're human. But there's some absolute corkers, but you've got to find them. I'm not going to tell you which one it is. You've got to listen to them all.
Nice sales pitch. I think as well, we've also got some guests lined up, we should say, but we're trying to wait till we can get together so the quality's better. But if somebody does want to come on as a guest and they're happy to do it via Zoom and we can make it work and make it sound all right, then contact us, get us in touch and we'll do it.
Defo. Right. You have yourself a nice week, my friend.
You too. Keep yourself smiling.
Stay safe. See you in a bit.
Thank you for listening right to the end of this week's podcast, and we hope that you've enjoyed it. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at dad_tales_, or get involved by emailing us at dadtales@outlook.com. You can also now join our Facebook page by searching Dad Tales.
Keep the feedback coming. We are genuinely humbled by all the input and the comments you have provided us. Stay safe, celebrate small victories, and keep smiling.